Very brief introduction for you to the Building an Argument House PowerPoint. At this point, you've already worked through a lot of the materials, most likely, and this PowerPoint truly is meant to be read. And you're going to see lots of examples of how the idea of argument as house, argument as metaphor, or visual metaphor for an argument, and then even some visual arguments that can be broken down using this model, all appear. Those are all there in the PowerPoint for you. But just to give you a basic overview, this isn't new information. This is just another way of looking at that mathematical expression that we looked at before. X because Y based on Z. What I found over the course of time that I've been teaching this kind of argument analysis is that often students have a very easy time with the first part of that equation, X because Y, and a much harder time with Z. And I understand that. It's often much easier for us to pull apart, this is what I want to argue, and here are all of the here's all of the reasoning, and here's all the evidence that's going to help me prove the thing that I want to argue to you. It's much, much harder to talk about the things that you can't always see or that you can only partly see. And the other thing about foundations is that usually they're not stated. So when you're reading somebody else's argument, you're probably not going to know exactly from their text exactly what their foundations are. You're going to have to do some inferring. You're going to have to do some reasoning about the person making the argument or the source of the argument. That's what this model is going to ask you to do. One of the things I like about this metaphor is it does give us the idea of claims as the roof, and it covers everything, reasons as the walls that hold that roof up, but foundations as the thing that makes it possible for the argument to stand at all. Even more than that, I like the idea that generally a house, just like an argument, doesn't exist in isolation. It exists in context in a community, and that community is also part of the foundation of the argument. Okay, work through the video or through the PowerPoint. If you have any questions, then please feel free to ask. I am looking forward to seeing your project 5s. I'm looking forward to seeing the models that you construct for your argument, and I'm looking forward to seeing what working through this kind of argument analysis in other people's writing and in your own writing does for your arguments. Again, please let me know if you have any questions.